Okay, so we will start now, right? So let's make sure everybody. So you'll see two or three. So that's just get you all in the room and so on, right? So okay, so you should be good to go there. Just make sure I could access. Right, cool. So your test. So the more or less broad topics. This is for your paper two. Paper one is everything. Would be polynomials, right? So that is remainder and factor theorem. Right, then we'll have logs, your equations. We'll have surds, have EPs and GPs. Then I have, let's see, what else? Something you'll need to just do a little review of, alpha and beta roots. Right now, those are things, just really notes. Completing the square. What else? Equation of a circle. And tangents and normals to circles. Unit vectors. Trig equations and entities. Stationary points. And natures. Hey Kyle, can you mute your
mode, boy?
I'm muted up. I'm muted, don't worry. All right. Stationary points and in nature. So that's like dy dx equal to 0 and d2y with dx squared. Right. We also have tangents and normal to curves, right? Number one, rates of change. I'll do a question like this, right? Tonight, basic integration. I'll try to go for about hour and a half, right? Not too long. So at least, also it won't be too long of a video to watch, right? Basic integration. Equation of a curve. Given dy dx. Area, volume on the curve. Now, I might be going a bit fast, right? Just warning you all in advance. You know, you may not get the notes right away, but remember it's going to be recorded, so you can just go back over the list, right? And volume under a curve, kinematics, right? Mostly calculus, right? Not much graphs. So remember we did the kinematic graphs. Don't focus too heavily on that, focus more on the calculus. Okay, so like the accent, I'll explain that in I'll explain that just now, right? Then we have set probability. We have stem and leaf, box and whiskers, and stats. And then the last thing we'll have is a tree diagram. That's a test, right? Let me just go through and make sure that's all the topics here because I'm watching the paper now. Okay, that's all we have. Yeah, so that's everything, right? So we have the polynomials, so remain factor theorem, logs, which is the equations, surds, EPs and GPs, alpha and beta roots, completing the square, equation of a circle, tangents and normals to circles, unit vectors, trig equation identities, stationary points and natures, tangents and normals to curves, rates of change, basic integration, equation of a curve given dy dx, area and volume under the curve, kinematics, set probability, stem and leaf, box and whiskers and stats, and finally the tree diagram. Right, so how the test would be, so test itself would have, so your paper 2 would be past paper type questions, right? So what do I mean by past paper type questions? You're not going to get exact past paper questions for obvious reasons. Okay, it's not going to be something where if you do the past paper, well, if I could type the question if you want, all right? All right, it'll be past paper type question. I'm not necessarily going to give you a past paper question, but it'll be similar to what you'll see in the past paper, right? Now it's out of 100, right? All questions compulsory. The volume of a curve with, so, okay, very good question. So that would be under integration, right? The volume of a curve nodes would be under integration. All questions compulsory, right? Paper 1, 45 questions. Okay, if you're not seeing it, I'll see if I could just probably post it up a bit later, right? 45 questions. Oh, I should put 2.5 hours, right? 2.5 hours. Calculators are allowed. Right, calculators are allowed for that. This is 1.5 hours. Right, so mark is your paper 1 plus your paper 2 out of 145. So do the maths how you may about how the paper is weighted, right? So if you want your percentage, paper 1 is worth 45 out of 145, and paper 2 is worth 100 out of 145. There's no 30-70 or any split like that. Okay. Again, calculators are allowed. Okay, so let's actually get into some of the stuff. So let's look at the first thing I wanted to just go over is kinematics, right? So we have S is displacement, right? We have V is velocity, E is acceleration, right? So a couple terms, well, and T is time. So if we have S, then V is ds dt, right? So differential at S with respect to T, and A is dv dt or d2s over dt squared. So if they give you like an equation at S, then you would solve for V or A. Likewise, you go the opposite direction. If I have A, then V is the integral of A, and S is the integral of V. We have a couple terms to note. The terms start would mean T is 0, S is 0. At rest means V is 0. It also means A is 0. Right, so if our particle is at rest, right, then V is 0, A is 0. Right, likewise, also this is also stationary or at rest. Okay. I want you to note something here. Note, if we are integrating, we need to solve for C. So for example, if I have a particle that's at rest and has acceleration such that A is 3t squared plus 2. Hold up. Let me just make sure it works out. 1 and 2, that's not all here. Exact question, right? I don't think so. All right. E equals, I'll go to 3t squared minus 2. Find 1, velocity in 5 seconds. 2, displacement in 10 seconds. Let me give you all like for like 3 minutes, and then I will do it. Just to give you all a little chance to try it. Right now, if you don't know what to do, it's fine. Right? I'm going to do it. But I just want to give you all the opportunity. And then whoever answer you get, put it in the chat and send it privately. Right? Do not keep waiting on the answer. So people who didn't get to try it, you know. Wait, nobody have an answer yet. At least for the first one.
Hold on, Zay.
All right. Okay. Yes. This was a bit of a tricky question. Actually, I don't know. I think this question is okay. I'm going to show you. Oh, there we go. Right. So we know the first question. 1. Phi is the integral of a, the integral of 3t squared minus 2, which is 3t cubed over 3 minus 2t plus c. So b is t cubed minus 2t plus c. All right. However, we need to solve for c. They say it starts at rest, right? Because they say it starts at rest, means that when t equals 0, t equals 0. So 0, 0 cubed is 2, 0 plus c. So c is 0. So you get v t cubed minus 2t plus c. I'm sorry, 0 to c goes away. 0. And then finally, in 5 seconds, it will be 5 cubed minus 2 by 5, 125 minus 10, which is 115 meters per second. Now, the unit is a bit important. I won't penalize you all now, but for your actual CNC, try to do it.
Wait, sir. Why you put,
Boy,
how do you get minus 2t?
when you integrate 2, you get 2t. Right? Whenever you integrate a constant, you get the constant and x. So if I integrate 5, I get 5t. If I integrate 8, I get 8t. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And now they want s, we know is the integral of v. So s is t to the 4 over 4 minus 2t squared over 2 plus c, which is t to the 4 over 4 minus t squared plus c. But we also need to solve for c. But it says starts at rest. So starts means when t equals 0, s equals 0. So s, 0 to the 4, actually 0 is 0 to the 4 over 4, 0 squared plus c. So c is 0. Therefore, s is t to the 4 over 4 minus t squared, which is the time they wanted it at, 10 seconds. 10 to the 4 over 4 minus 10 squared, which is what? That is 10,000 over 4, 2,500 minus 100, which is 2,400 meters. This is the type of questions I expect, right? They'll give you like a displacement equation, I had to differentiate, or they give you acceleration equation, I had to integrate. Okay. No, you'll be saying, so wait, I had to take that down. Remember, it's recorded. Okay, so I kind of have to move a little bit of pace, right? Half an hour gone already. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to go over was statistics, right? Probability. Okay, so let's start with probability first. Yes, so yes to both, right? So yes, you will be getting a formula sheet. You heard the controversy, do not worry. Your second page in your math exam will be the formula sheet. And yes, I will be posting this this file as well. Oh, that being said as well, I'll be posting all the paper ones with solutions up to 2021. 2022 and 2023, all the other workouts, right? Yes, correct, right? Actually, let me see if I have it here. Looking to see if I have one of them that have the formula sheets. Hold on. Yeah, here it is, right? This is the formula sheet you get. So you get your AP, your GP, circle, vectors. You actually get the unit vector here. I don't know why I keep harping on unit vector, but trigs, differentiation. I don't think this is much help. Your probability gives you it. And well, they give you equations of motion, but the majority of the time they give you actually what they call it, calculus to do, right? So let's be familiar with it. Okay, let's go back to our mock prep, right? So the main equation to remember, probability of A union B is probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A intersect B. Right, probability of A complement is 1 minus the probability of A. Probability of A given B is the probability of A intersect B over the probability of B. How do you remember this one? The last letter here is your denominator here. Okay. Then we have two events are independent if probability A intersect B is equal to the probability of A times the probability of B, and two events are mutually exclusive if the probability of A intersect B is 0. That's all you need to know. Right now, there's the item probability. I can't go in depth too much on that one. It will be in the OneNote file, right? So those who are not in my class, see if you can get the link to the OneNote file from someone in my class, right? I don't want to do a question like this. Right, let's do a question. Huh? Let's see what we could do. Right. Oh, one other thing. Probability of A only is equal to the probability of A minus the probability of A intersect B. Okay. Let's see. Go on. Right, let's do this one. All right, so try that one, and also the other part is determine if they're independent. Determine if A and B are independent. Try this one up. I'll give you all the little time to do it now. You could post all your answers, please. Appreciated. But do say it privately, no? Okay, let's do the first one, right? So probability of A union B is the probability of A plus the probability of B minus probability of A intersect B. Let's fill in the back, 7/10. It's 1/4 plus 3/5 minus probability of A intersect B. So probability of A intersect B, so 1/4 plus 3/5, 7/10, everything over 20. But I have a calculator, so without but me stubborn. So 5 plus 12 minus 14, 3/20. Looks right.
Yes.
A given B would be A intersect B over the probability of B, right? So remember, the last letter tells you what goes on the denominator, which would be 7/10 over, sorry, what I do there? Sorry, what nonsense I did there. 3/10, 3/20 over 3/5. Again, just put it in a calculator, just, 3/20 by 5/3 at that, which is 1/4. And are they independent? Let's test and see. So probability of A times the probability of B is 1/4 by 3/5, which is 3/20. And yes, that is the probability of A intersect B. Therefore, they are independent, right? So a lot of y'all who did for the A intersect B put it as probability of A times the probability of B. I know I've seen this a lot, right? Do not do this. Do not assume they are independent unless they state it. Because they didn't state it was independent, you have to use the long formula here, okay? So just be careful with that, right? So do not use it. Hmm. Okay, let's look at now seven leaf diagram. Not seven leaf, sorry, a tree diagram. It's a tree. So a tree diagram shows all possible outcomes right? So along the branches, we multiply sum of all branches from the same source must add up to 1. And a good way to remember it is or means add and means multiply. Now, what does that mean? I want to do a question, right? I'll just give you all, I'm going to just take this in first, right? You don't necessarily need to take it down. Okay, let's look at one. Let's see. Let's look at this one. Try it now. I mean, I'm going to do it, but still try it. Let me see. All right. So let's see how we do it. So insecticides A, B, and C are applied on lots Q, R, S. The same crop is planted on each lot, and the lots are of the same size. The probability that a group of farmers will select A, B, or C is 40, 25, and 35. Probability insecticide A is successful, B is successful, C is successful. So the first thing we look at, they're saying that it could either be A, B, or C. Say this is 40%, 25%, 35%. Notice all of these here add up to 1. And then we have it either be successful or unsuccessful, successful, unsuccessful, successful, unsuccessful. So this will be 0.8, 0.65, and 0.95. What value would go here? What value would go here, here, and here? Somebody tell me.
0.2.
0.2, right?
Point
We'll go to this
0.35.
one. Last one.
0.05.
0.05. Good. So notice here, that's your tree diagram. Good. The next part, determine the probability that it was unsuccessful. So, but the probability to be unsuccessful, right? It would be probability of A and successful, or probability of B and successful, or the probability of C and successful. Now remember what I said, with and you multiply. So A and successful would be 0.4 by 0.8. And what is O? Add 0.25 by 0.65 plus 0.35 by 0.95, right? So that's what I'm saying.
So why do you successful? Why are you successful? Like
Very good. Thanks. Yeah, it's actually unsuccessful. Good. So it's 0.2, 0.35, 0.05. Right there. That's right. Right. So that is, so 0.4 by 0.2 is 0.08. 0.25 by 0.35 is 0.0875, I think. And then 0.35 by 0.05 would be 0.0175, right? When you add those together, you should get 0.8 plus 0.875 is 0.1675 plus 0.175 is 0.185. Yeah, 0.185. Go check your calculator, right? So yeah, that should be correct. Okay, so 0.8185, and that's how a tree diagram works. Okay, so when you, sorry about that, right? When you go along the branches, you multiply. Or means add, and means multiply. Okay. Yeah, that's really it. And then we have one other thing to do, right? One other thing to do is that, right? So stats. Right, we have the stem and leaf diagram. Right, so you have the stem, you have the leaf. Right, so this is the first part of the number. This is the second part of the number. Then you have a key, which goes A/B, means AB. This is your stem. This is your leaf. Right, a couple things to note. In sending order, no commas between values in leaf. Q1, go to the n plus 1 over 2, n plus 1 over 4 term. Q2 is n plus 1 over 2 term. Q3 is 3 over 4, 3 by n plus 1 over 4 2. And note here, these are the positions. Now there's another way you could do it, right, with where you're canceling out, but now is not the time to do that. Now is just the time to show you what it looks like. Okay, so let me actually show you all what one would look like. Okay. Actually, we will do the box and whiskers one time too. Sorry. So box and whiskers. Right, it looks something like this. So this would be what your lowest value. This would be Q1, this would be Q2, this would be Q3, this would be your highest value, and it is drawn to a scale. Okay, so you must have some kind of scale there. All right, I'm looking for so basically I have to put like a ruler in it, right? Right, so like you'll put your ruler here and it must be lining up. All right. Okay.
So you have to use like a scale for that then.
Yeah, so like you'll do like 1 mm equals 1 unit or something like that.
Okay.
So you see how this is the kind of a scale where it's kind of accurate. Yeah. Now the distinct observations, don't fuss up too much about it. Right, we'll go through that. I'm more concerned about you all actually plotting it, right? Being able to do it. Right? You see how here it has a scale here. Now this out of timing because it's the wrong direction, but there are some box and whiskers that actually are in this direction. It's fine, but notice here, you could read here. So this would be my lowest value, which is 4. This would be my Q1. So you can put lowest here. This is Q1, which is 7. This is 11, which is Q2. This is 17, which is Q3. And this would be my highest, which is 20. Right, so that's what I mean to a scale. It has some sort of, it doesn't have to be like 1 centimeter to 1 unit, but it had to be somewhat accurate. Okay. Try this one now. See what y'all could come up with for the median and the interquartile range. All right, this will most likely be probably the last question we do tonight. I don't want to make the video too long, right? But you have to go through this. And when this video is finished, I'm going to upload the paper ones with the solution, okay? Right, so while you're doing that, let me actually discuss the test itself in terms of a difficulty. I know I keep telling you all sometimes I would find the test easy and so on, but last December I told you the test was difficult, and it was. This test is your mock exams. It is not meant to be too bad, too difficult, right? So I'll tell you that the actual AdMath exam, especially paper 2, is very doable in the sense that it's probably one of the easier exams you will write in comparison to your usual end of term exams. I would argue this is your easiest end of term exam you would have to do, okay? That being said, there are places where you could, you know, lose marks easily, so be careful there, okay? I'm saying that this is, you know, one of your chances to see where you are at in AdMath, right? If you could handle this paper, you're good, right? You'll be able to, you know, carry on with your work, right? If you're struggling a bit, you know, you have to do some work. And if you know nothing, then you have to put some work in. Yeah.
Linear form of logs that on our syllabus.
Yes, right. However,
like drawing the graph and everything.
Correct. So I want to bring that up as well, right? So it's good I brought stuff. There are a couple of things that, you know, some of us didn't really like go too in depth on, and that's like, all right, so like linear form of logs, inequalities, this guy's quadratic.
So
Right,
those
so-
inequalities is like the same thing from math or different?
Different, right? These kind of things here, we save these for after mocks, and we'll do it like in a Zoom class like this, right? Where I could just
So those things not come underneath us.
correct. So let me explain, right? So the reason why I didn't bother like going through it in class or testing it necessarily, it's because one, we didn't do it in as much details or at all. And two, if I was to teach this before, you would say, you would say, nah, I really had to learn that off. That'll be 3 to 4 marks, and then you forget differentiation, integration, and so on. So it's a matter of, you know, choosing the greater benefit, right? Also, in regards to doing classes, some of your teachers would be bringing you back in school. I think the Zoom, honestly, the classroom environment kind of went downhill. So I think this Zoom would be a lot better, especially if I could record the class and post it. That way you'll always have access to it. And it won't be a matter of, you know, you forget to come that day, or some of you all have situations where, you know, you prefer to study home, you know, school is a bit hectic and you'd like to do that. So that's fine. So I think the Zoom would be more beneficial to finishing up the topics and doing some revision. However, if later down, you know, you all want to come in for a class or two, we'll have a discussion and we'll talk, right? Okay.
Wait, Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to buy the paper and then see how much is that.
You mean the booklet?
Yeah, the booklet and thing.
That I'll be able to tell you that after mocks, right? Because yeah, you wouldn't get it before mocks. We'll organize next week.
Right.
Cool. I could consider doing another Zoom Monday. I'll see what I could. I'm not sure if I can though. I'll see. Okay, so the median score, right? So how many terms do you have? We have 18 consecutive innings. So our median will be the 18 plus 1 over 2 term, which is the 19 over 2 term, which is the 9.5 term. So that is the 9th plus the 10th over 2. So let's count. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that'll be 19 plus 24 over 2, which is 43 over 2, which is 21.5. Q1 would be 18 plus 1 over 4 term, which is the 19 over 4 term, which is the 4.75 term, which is equal to the 4th plus 5th over 2, which is 7 plus 10 over 2, which is 8.5. Q3 is 3 by 19 over 4 term, which is, what is that? That is 14.25 term, which is the 14th plus 15th over 2. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 31 plus 34 over 2, which is 65 over 2, 32.5. And that's how you find Q1, Q2, Q3. And then they ask us to draw the box and whiskers for that and comment on the shape. I'll tell you all how to do the shape again after box, right? That's its skewness. So how would we do it? So our lowest value is 2. So I'm going to try and make it somewhat accurate. So this is 2. Then we'll have a box like that. And there'll be some out here. Obviously, you'll use your ruler and try to put a scale here. Our lowest value is 2. Our Q1 is 8.5. This here is 21.5, 32.5, 45. That's how you do a box and whiskers. And so once you could do those things in the exam, nothing, honestly, it don't really have much that would, you know, trick you all up too much. Let me tell you all where I think you all should review, right? I think you all should review, especially, so like things that you all won't necessarily remember. I think everybody can do polynomials. The log equations is either you have it or you don't. I think the circles, a lot of people tend to mix up those circles, the alpha beta roots, right?
Wait, so
Rates of change.
what's that market?
Those are likely topics I think that you should look at. Right, rates of change. And
Wait,
Yeah.
so you rates have changed tonight or the Zoom one there?
we could do a rates of change question. Let me do a rates of change question.
But now, so big man saying you could do another Zoom like before you test, so if you're free.
I'll try for Monday, right? But I don't want to make any promises.
Right, well, we open.
Well, if you have for that count now, so it'll be tough.
Yeah. So change. Let's see.
So, oh yeah, no for statistics.
For the exam, yeah.
All right.
So much people is here. From that one. Forgive me, guys. I just have so much stuff open here that see if I could find it. Nope. All right, so the length of a square is increasing at a rate of 4 cm per second. Find the rate of increase of the area. So area is s squared. When they say the length of the side is increasing, that means ds dt is 4. And they want the rate of increase of the area. So they want dA dt, question mark. So the way you do that, dA dt, you have to use what they give you, which is ds dt, multiply that by something. I need dA on top, and I need to get rid of ds. So that is how you do it. You kind of fill in the blanks when it comes to rates of change. So let me repeat that, right? So I'm going to erase what I had here. So I know they want dA dt, and they give me ds dt. I need to multiply this by something. What is missing here? So obviously dA is missing because I need to get the dA from here. And what here is not supposed to be there? So I have dA, I have the dt, right? But it's the ds that needs to go. Can I find dA ds? Yes, I can. dA ds from this equation here, 2s. So we'll get 4 by 2s, which is 8 by 5, which is 40 cm squared per second. Okay, so it's really a matter of substituting what you need and what they give you, right? So they gave us this, they want this, so what is missing? This here. Okay, now if you're not understanding it, now is not the time. So let me explain somewhat more. Now is not the time to magically understand concepts, right? You have time for that after mocks. But for mocks, if you realize, nah boy, rates of change is pressure, don't spend too much time on it. You know you're better in stationary points, learn off your stationary points. You know you're better off in finding the tangents and normals, learn off those things, Right, and that's my
Wait, sir.
yeah, Sheila.
After mocks, we have an hour class like in school.
Some teachers would take you in, other teachers not so much, right? It all depends on
Are you one of them?
teacher. No, I wouldn't take you all back. I would prefer you all work from home, do your past papers, and send them to me. Right? We'll have Zoom classes though. I think that'll be the best thing. Right. So let me just explain something for AdMath mock especially. Right. Don't try to learn any new concepts now. Don't try to say, well, I don't know trigs, so I want to learn trigs in the next 2 days. No. Your chances now, look at the topics. Right. I'm actually let me send this in the Google Classroom now. Right. Yeah, now is not the time to try and play hero, right? Now is the time to just say, well, I'm kind of good in polynomials, I'm good in SIDS, could use some work in alpha, beta, and so on. But if you completely don't know any topics, yeah, try and stay away from that, right? Okay, let me stop share here. I'm gonna post it up now, and I'm also gonna post up the paper ones as I told you. Okay. Any questions now? There are certain things I can't answer, but any questions now? Let me know.
Wait, so what is polynomials again?
Remainder and factor theorem. So like x minus 2 is a factor of this, you know, solve for that and
Like
so on.
quadratic something.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
What else? Right, that was a struggle to hear, but I think you said if I send any topics in the classroom, yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah, the microphone's a little thing up there.
It's okay. Right, so it should be uploaded now. Right, there we go.
So,
Mhm.
what does it mean when they ask what is the value of x for which f of x is our maximum?
Right, so that is the max point. So the key basically. So you know you have minus hk, so that's just the value of k. Somebody can check in Google Classroom and see if you all get it. The mock preps should be there now. Yeah.
Wait, but
Yes, sir.
going to be is going to be my h to be the maximum value of x.
No, it's the value of x for which, yeah. So sorry, it'll be minus h.
Oh,
You're
okay.
correct. Yeah, Joshua. Okay, so let me just upload the paper ones as well. Right, so again, those who not in my class, hopefully I have a brethren from my class who, you know, will be willing to bless you up at least.
So, are you sending the recording now?
Well, I will try to. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. Also, hopefully it will upload by the end of tonight. All right.
So, what's the channel name?
I'll just send you the link of the video on Google Classroom.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hi guys. So have enjoyed the night. Thank you all for coming out. All right, I appreciate it.
Right, sir.
Later, take care.
And so you say any of the past people, you think
Yeah,
you send on WhatsApp or so you can watch it? Or
Classroom.
Classroom.
All right, cool.